let's get to 3 college football takes right now. And let's not even save the best for last. Let's dance on the grave of the Penn State Nittany Lions, who once again, in a big spot, James Franklin shows why he is a fraudulent football coach. He is a tremendous recruiter. But an in-game coach, he is miserable. He knows how to get the Maserati in the driveway, but he always leaves you with no gas left in the tank. And that's what Penn State has become. Penn State has become an empty program where they're all sizzle. They're all about their tradition, their passionate fan base. But when you judge them for what they do on the field, they don't win the big games. And James Franklin is now 3-16 against top 10 teams in his career as the head football coach of the Nittany Lions, and he's 0-10 on the road against top 10 teams. This guy just doesn't get the job done when it matters. And even when they won a Big Ten championship, it was empty. They didn't even get to the college football playoff. Whoop-de-damn-do. Last year, they won a Rose Bowl against Utah. You lost to Michigan, and you lost to Ohio State. And the same damn thing is happening again, where this is going to be a team at the end of the year that they're going to look like they're this great team. They're going to look like they're this dominant team. But in their big games, they already lost one to Ohio State. And guess who's coming to town in a few weeks? It's the Michigan Wolverines, where Jim Harbaugh won't even need to scout you legally or not for this game. You're going to have J.J. McCarthy, Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards, Roman Wilson, and Colston Loveland, and they're going to dominate you at Happy Valley. Penn State fans love to say we are. Start saying we are never ready for the big moment, because that's what Penn State has become. They know how to get this team to look like a good team, but every time they're asked to be a good team up against great teams, they fail over and over and over again. And this guy, James Franklin, he thinks he's elite. He thinks his program is elite. But they're the farthest thing from elite. And all these great Penn State fans, they drink the Kool-Aid that this guy's trying to deliver you, and you fall for it every single year. Oh, Drew Aller's going to be great. Oh, this team is great. And up against Ohio State, who didn't even play their best brand of football, you couldn't win the game. Your defense was great. Your offense was pathetic. Here is James Franklin after the game. And this guy, whenever he loses, he always says something outlandish. This one just had me rolling over in tears and tears of laughter. Here's Coach Franklin.
I want to give Ohio State a ton of credit. I'm not sure we'll watch the tape. I'm not sure if we didn't just watch 2 of the best teams in college football. Obviously, specifically on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, maybe on the defensive side of the ball, you're right, but not offensively. And, Coach, this is a 3-phase game. Your offense didn't convert a third down until late in the game. You guys were like 0-14, 0-15 at one point. So you can't tell me, oh, yeah, we had this great team. Oh, we may have just watched the 2 best teams in college football. What? Your offense won't beat anyone of significance if this continues. And you have that offensive performance up against Michigan, pick the score even with your great defense. They'll beat you 45 to like 10. Give me a break, James Franklin. Now let's get to Alabama. I was not a believer in Alabama all year. And after week 2 of Texas, I go, okay, Alabama loses. Alabama, with their tough schedule, is going to lose one more game, and they'll be out of this. Now with the Brock Bowers injury, and it being uncertain if and when Brock Bowers is going to come back, Alabama showed yesterday or on Saturday that they're alive. Now, they still may get another loss, and there's never been a 2-loss team to make the college football playoff. But to be down to Tennessee 20-7 at halftime and to make it up all in the third quarter with explosive play after explosive play after explosive play and be up 24-20 entering the fourth quarter was damn impressive. It really was. And for the first time this season, Alabama actually impressed me on the offensive side of the ball. Against a good Tennessee team, we know their defense is dominant in Alabama, but that offense made a big statement. In Alabama, just when you thought they were dead, they pop right back up where it looked like they were on life support and were about to pull the plug on the Alabama season with it being 20-7 at halftime, and they made a dominant statement and said, we're not dead yet in the year of 2023. And finally, I've said this for years, but now it's starting to be proven true. Lincoln Riley is an overrated coach. That doesn't mean he's horrible. That doesn't mean he's a miserable head football coach. He's a very, very, very good head football coach. But in big moments, he doesn't show up. With Heisman Trophy winners, Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, and a Heisman Trophy finalist in Jalen Hurts, 0-3 in the college football playoff. He scurries off to USC. Last year with the Heisman Trophy winner, lost to Utah twice, couldn't win the Pac-12 championship. And this year, with Caleb Williams, who's going to be the number 1 overall pick, they got blown out with no offensive performance up against Notre Dame and up against another backup quarterback, Cam Rising out for the year with Utah. You can't beat Utah. And he's arrogant, Lincoln Riley. He trusts Alex Grinch too much, a defensive coordinator. That burns him over and over again. Lincoln Riley can compile wins, but he doesn't get the big wins. And to not get to a college football playoff with Caleb Williams is embarrassing. And also, it's very disappointing, and it puts him in a conversation. Either USC or LSU are the two most disappointing teams in college football because both had national championship aspirations, and we're not even in November yet, and both of those teams won't sniff the CFP. Here is Lincoln Riley after the game talking about expectations that are created but not by himself in his own program.
We don't come in every single week talking about winning a national championship, going to playoffs, and I don't know where that narrative starts. You come in every single week trying to fight your tail off to go play well and win a ball game. We've won a hell of a lot more here than we've lost. Are we satisfied at all sitting here at 6-2? Of course we're not.
Well, Coach, where does the narrative start? July, when you got the job of 2022 and you did an interview before the start of your first season with Bill Plaschke, you said the expectation is to win the championship. We didn't come here to play for second. That's a coach that doesn't want to take it on the chin after losing a game and knowing that the rest of the year he's coaching for really nothing because he knows what the standard is. He knows what he has to deliver, and that's a national championship. And with the best player in college football for the last 2 seasons, he hasn't even gotten an invite to the dance because his teams haven't been good enough. And that's a reflection of a coach that, once again, like Franklin, good, can get talent, but when the game is on the line up against the elite teams, they don't get the job done. Zach Gelb Show, CBS Sports Radio.